And it shall come to pass in that day that I will make again and renew a covenant with the animals of the earth, and the fowls of the air, and the fishes of the sea, and with all created things. For all shall know me, and I will break the bow and the arrow of the hunter, and the sword of the slaughterer, and all the instruments of bloodshed will I banish from the earth, even forever. And I will surely make all of them, my creatures, to lie down in safety and in peace, and to live without fear or outcry. For neither shall they hunger nor thirst any more, but be fed and cherished. Please watch on for illuminating stories from Lord Jesus' Yahshua's life according to the Essene, Humane Gospel of Christ.
The Essenes were an ancient spiritual group with origins in Judaism. They lived thousands of years ago in the deserts, along the Dead Sea and in parts of Judea. The Essenes practiced meditation, were vegetarians, and lived a strictly pure lifestyle. Lord Jesus Christ, also known as Lord Yeshua, was born into the Essene Brotherhood, and the Essenes wrote detailed accounts about the beloved Master's life and teachings. One of these texts, whose fragments have fortunately been preserved, is called the Essene Humane Gospel of Christ. Humaneness, especially toward the meek animals, was an absolute hallmark of Lord Yeshua, as we discover time and time again in this fascinating gospel. As we continue reading our selection, the young beloved Master Yeshua continues fulfilling his mission of bringing God's holy law to the people. He also promotes peace and compassion for all the animals, with whom Lord Yeshua has a special loving relationship.
Yeshua teaches the Gentiles, holy law given to all nations.
And it came to pass that Yeshua went into many nations to teach the holy law of God, into Assyria and India, and into Persia, and into the land of the Chaldeans. And Yeshua did travel into many different nations, and spoke unto many peoples of the holy way of life. And he did visit their temples, and spoke unto their priests, yea, instructing and reproving even their wise men, for many years, according to the wisdom of the true God. And Yeshua was loved there among the people, and worked many wonders, and healed the sick, and aided the weak and the ignorant. For Yeshua felt a great pity for the people, even as he was witness to their lawlessness, and poverty, and slavery, and inhumanity. And it was for these reasons he experienced the tender mercy of a perfect human being, realizing the people's bondage to lawless morality and death. The holy law proved to be within Yeshua, and he told unto them the great love and compassion of the true God, that God is not partial to his creation, but is good to all, and giveth them his holy law as light unto their feet, in a world of gross darkness. For the true tribe of Israel is any man that keep the holy law. And so did the people of the nations listen unto his words, and wanted much for Yeshua to live among them, always teaching the holy way of spiritual and physical health reform. But Yeshua stayed not, but traveled into many nations, making disciples everywhere he taught.
All creation respects Yeshua, promise of paradise restored.
And Yeshua proved to be the humane son of holy parents, father, mother goat. In that all the animals of the field showed respect unto him, and all the birds of the heaven took no fear in him, and even the fishes of the sea rejoiced at the presence of him. None were in fear of him. Yea, the great wild animals of the desert did indeed perceive the authority of God within him, and did him much service, bearing him from place to place with much gladness and readiness. For a certainty, the Spirit of the divine holy law was within him, as he was in the great rest of the Father. For thus shall yet be fulfilled through him, Lord Yeshua, Jesus Christ, the words of the prophet Isaiah. The lion shall lay down with the calf, and the leopard with the kid, and the wolf with the lamb, and the bear with the ass, and the owl with the dove, and a child of God shall lead them. And it shall come to pass that none shall hurt or destroy it in my holy mountain. For my earth, my sanctuary, shall be full of the knowledge of the Holy One, even as the waters cover the beds of the sea. And it shall come to pass in that day that I will make again and renew a covenant with the animals of the earth, and the fowls of the air, and the fishes of the sea, and with all created things. For all shall know me, and I will break the bow and the arrow of the hunter, and the sword of the slaughterer, and all the instruments of the bloodshed will I banish from the earth, even forever. And I will surely make all of them, my creatures, to lie down in safety and in peace, and to live without fear or outcry. For neither shall they hunger nor thirst any more, but be fed and cherished. For even as the sun does rise and set each new day, so shall it be in the land blessed by God, wherein all dwell securely. And I will take unto myself all those elect, and deliver unto them eternal righteousness, and in lasting peace and in loving kindness they will know thy true God, and all his love and glory. And the earth shall bring forth in abundance the good corn, and the fresh juice of the grape, and the oil of every seed. And at that time I will certainly say unto them which were not my people, Thou art my people. And they shall say unto me, Thou art our God alone. For in that day the whole of the earth shall be taught the knowledge of the holy law, and the love of God shall fill the heart of many, as they rejoice in the fruits of their labor. Thus shall my words stand and come to pass, and all those putting their faith in my words shall never come to disappointment, but be satisfied. Let all who have ears hear, and all that have eyes behold, for the day draws near, when such things shall surely come to pass. And Yeshua continued in his mercies toward the people, and many were amazed and astonished at his words and works of charity. For wherever Yeshua journeyed, and whatever thing he did, all goodness and much beauty resulted. For the Spirit of the Eternal All rested upon him, as myriads of angels looked after him.
Yeshua rescues a lion.
And on a certain day, as Yeshua, Jesus, was passing by a high mountain range near the desert, he came upon a lion, pursued by many hunters, seeking to slay him with stones and javelins. Seeing this, Yeshua rebuked them, saying, why hunt ye these beautiful creatures of God, which are nobler than most of mankind? For a certainty, by the cruelties of many generations, these poor animals were made the enemies of man. For had man been the caretaker and keeper of these poor animals, as God thus appointed him as such in the beginning, he would hunt not. For I tell ye this day, if the power of God is shown in these creatures, so also is magnified his long-suffering and compassion. Cease forever ye to persecute these good creatures, who decideth not to harm you. For see ye not how he fleeth from you, and is terrified by thy weapons and violence? Know ye not that the hunters shall become the hunted in this world? As every man shall sow, so shall he reap, all just rewards and punishments. And at that moment the lion came down from the mountain's edge, and did lie at the feet of Jeshua, and did show love unto him. For the animal sensed the sevenfold peace of Jeshua, and feared him not. And the hunters were astonished at this, and exclaimed, Lo, this man surely loveth all creatures, and hath the power to subdue and command even the greatest of all animals of the desert, in that they obey his words. Never have we witnessed such as this before. And the hunters left off from pursuing the lion, and marveled at the words of Jeshua, in wonderment as to whom he was. Heroic viewers, it was an honor to have your attention on today's program from the Essene Humane Gospel of Christ. Peace and safety for all God's creatures, part 2 of 2 on Words of Wisdom.